Now today on our 750R Ninja, I always think, what happens? You get on this bike and you turn into a hooligan. It reminds you of when you were younger, when you were friskier, when you didn't care if you got a ticket. Maybe you still do, I don't know. But I know I get on the bike and I feel a lot younger. Not quite as much as on the RD, but enough that it really is something special. And you can watch this in 4K and make it special for you too. Now this is the time of year we really have to plan every ride carefully. It's supposed to get really hot this afternoon and a 50% chance of rain. So we're going to do all our work on a farm. We're ready to start harvesting some stuff and get out of here early. Now this time of year on the farm, everything is very, very predictable. I try to get the bike ready. I try to get the fish fed, check the air in the tires, make sure the birds are fed, make sure Karen's harvest basket is available. And once I get the bike all set, we always like to do what we call the perp walk, check out how our vegetables are growing. This is Karen's passion. My passion is to get out on a road on a nice clean bike. She wants to have a kitchen table full of vegetables before the day is over. The fish are always hungry. All of this is predictable and repeatable. But I always think, boy, without this in my life, I'd be lonesome. The fish keep me company. And we start out every morning again with this basket that she bought. When she bought this basket, I thought it was unnecessary. We're never going to have enough stuff to harvest. And look at the size of these radishes. You believe that? And everything is coming it just couldn't be any nicer than it is. Every morning, the same routine that it's available. And what we do, we put a seed in. Now, see, all those radishes are picked. We put new seeds in. 30 days later, we're going to have more radishes. Basically, all summer long, we're going to have that basket filled every day. And hopefully, the bike is going to be shiny every day. We have fresh lettuce every night for supper. She tries to keep me healthy. I don't know. This is her passion. And thank you to everybody who sent nice comments about how they enjoy Karen's garden. To be honest, I enjoy it too. It's a little bit of a passion of mine. And whenever I eat this stuff at night, I know it's putting some good, healthy food in my stomach. Now, one of the things that I love about this bike, and it is really special, it is how light it feels, how nimble it is, how quick the steering is in these twisty roads. I have the forks lowered, and it's even more sensitive than it would be stock. It's wonderful. And how wonderful it would be for this bike if we had a quick shifter. You just, with the sound of that Muzzy muffler, all you want to do is just go through the gears every time you get some open road in front of you. And where we ride, it's almost all open road, though it is very tempting going through those gears. And a lot of people have been riding more powerful, heavier bikes that aren't as nimble, and I've let them ride this bike and they come away with their head spinning. How much fun this bike is, and the sound is just unbelievably nice. Now, I have two sets of wheels for the bike, and I have, of course, different sets of tires that I've had from time to time, but I always come back to the Pirelli Sport Demons as the best compromise of being sticky and still lasting. In this case, some of them have lasted 5,000 or 6,000 miles, and they are good and sticky for sure. This is one of my favorite sections here. There's a horseshoe at the end of this. You can see we're pretty high up in the mountains here. And this horseshoe is always slippery. There's always stones and sand. I don't know how it works like that, but a couple of times I've had some pretty exciting times there. Now in this riding area where I ride, and it's a lot of up and down, a lot of twists. I know where there are several spots where the rocks wash out into the road the day after it rains, and they're dangerous. Now I have two of these in my collection, and one of the advantages I like about having what now is a parts bike, I never really have to call Partzilla. I have a whole spare bike in my garage. And if I'm really being honest here, because I've used the bike for several years as a track bike, I really have good confidence in the way it handles. And it really does make a hooligan out of you. And it makes it even worse hooligan if you're still doing track days. I'm not doing track days anymore, but it still brings out the hooligan in me. I still want to just get out there and go through the gears and listen to that Muzzy Muffler sing. And all the little custom touches that I've tried to do to the bike, and the paintwork, of course, the wheels, and all the little upgrades. And the whole idea was to make it look like one of the models the factory might have made. And one of the things that makes this bike a lot of fun to ride, you look at that Valentine radar detector, and how many times on every ride does it save your bacon? It really does. Now, I'm shooting this for my good friend Dallas out in California, who has been a little bit under the weather, to say the least, and is on the mend. And Dallas, I know you're, as a former pilot, this might interest you, but it looks like they've taken over part of the airport and they're assembling these at the Lincoln Park Airport. I don't know the full deal, and you could look this up on the internet even. It looks like what these are is electric powered airplanes. I don't know. I'm going to try to get inside the building one of the days if I see somebody working on them. Maybe get well, I don't know, a look inside or whatever. I'm sure they're definitely out of my price range. In fact, this hooligan bike is going to be out of my price range if Social Security doesn't speed up the delivery of these checks. Anyway, this is really an interesting thing at Lincoln Park Airport. And I always get a big kick out of at any of the meetups where somebody will come and say, "Oh, what year is that bike? I never saw that one before. I didn't know they made it with that paint job or that, something." Then you know your custom work has worked pretty well. And this was a day that Valentine radar detector was beeping like crazy. I don't know what it is because it's the beginning of summer. Maybe the law enforcement has upped the ante here or whatever, but that radar detector always gives you a really nice warning. And up here by the lake region, just beautiful scenery everywhere. Temperature today, you can see it was cloudy all day. They were expecting rain, but we somehow escaped and did not get one drop of rain. And that seat was comfortable for the whole day's ride, but like every day, it's time to get back to the farm and get to see what Karen's doing back at the farm. As always, we day. No rain. I was surprised, and our friend the Ninja just couldn't be a better companion on these rides. Now, it's funny with my collection of older bikes, and I do like the new bikes, I do like the old bikes, and I do like to ride them anytime I can through all the seasons that it's practical. I do like doing the custom work, but I really do one thing I really like hanging out with my friends at the bike meets, and hopefully very soon we're going to have some new places to meet up. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but I do like working with carbon fiber and some of the intricate things that we do to restore older bikes, especially for Vlad, and some custom parts we make. And I do like going on these rides almost every day. I think there's a certain amount of it. The exercise, the fresh air, the sunshine tends to keep you young. I think if you spend your whole life sitting in front of a computer, you get old ahead of your time. And this bike in particular, is a hoot to ride. It's wonderful going through those gears, and it's wonderful remembering a time. I remember back to a time when these bikes were brand new and state-of-the-art, but right now they are still such a hoot to ride. And whether you have new bikes or old bikes, they're going to keep you young, that's for sure. And thanks so much for watching.